Simple. Simple idea here, right? Do all four walls of your room sound the same? No, they don't sound the same. Well, unless you live in a square room and all the doors and windows are all exactly in the same place on all four walls. No, they're not. Each wall is going to sound slightly different. And of course, the furniture in the room is going to be not symmetrical, right? So what I'm suggesting here is that you try putting the speakers, if possible. No, it's not always possible, but where it's possible. If you've never done it, I want you to try moving the speakers to each of the four walls. Yeah, I know it's a hassle. But other than your time investment, it's a free exercise. And you may be shocked about how much better the wall that you're not using right now sounds than the wall where your speakers currently reside. It's kind of, that's where I'm going here. So this is a speaker placement exercise, literally, because there could be some possible heavy lifting on your part. So there may be some aerobic activity here. No, I'm just kidding. But the question here is, I want you to consider this. But okay, before you move the speakers to a different wall of the four walls, I want you to move them along the wall that they're on right now. So move them to the left, move them to the right, 6 inches, a foot if you can, and just see. And you're going to play the same piece of music over and over and over again. And something with bass, something with some solid bass in it. And you're going to move the speakers, the distance between the speakers is going to stay the same, for now at least. And you're going to move the speaker, it's like a dance. You're going to do a dance with the speakers, right? You're going to move the speakers to the right, let's say. Start by moving them to the right, or your left, right? And you're going to move them 6 inches, both left and right speaker. Move them 6 inches to the right. And see how that sounds. Same, different, better, worse. Then you're going to move them another 6 inches, if possible. You're just going to keep moving them. And then you're going to go back to the center, and then you're going to go in the other direction, right? And you're going to just, like I said, you've got to play that same piece of music again and again and again. Hop back to the listening position, center yourself between the speakers as you move them along the wall. And then they're going to sound different in different places, but in some places, they're going to sound a little more open. The bass is going to be a little tighter, better defined, may go deeper, may do all sorts of things. The soundstage may get better, tighter, more clearly focused. These are the things to listen for. So anyway, while we're still on the original wall, you're going to mark the positions where you started. That'd be a good idea with, let's say, masking tape or something. And then when you do this dance to the left, to the right, if one of those positions is clearly better than where you started, you're going to mark with masking tape or whatever on the floor rug where the better position was. Okay, so we got wall A, let's say, nailed down. We got that figured out, right? Maybe the original position was the best position. That's entirely possible. But then we're going to go to the next wall, let's say the wall to the right, or to the right, and do the same thing. Now, I know that not all four walls are going to be available to do this with, but let's say 2 of the 4 walls are. Okay, you're going to do the 2 of the 4 walls and, just pick a spot to start with the left and right speaker and listen again to that same piece of music. Maybe it'll jump out like, wow, this really is better. Guttenberg is a genius. Or, why am I wasting my time? Guttenberg is an idiot. This is clearly worse than where I started. Those are all possibles, right? Okay, but you're going to do that and do the same. If it seems at all promising, you're going to do that to the left, to the right thing. And you might as well try a little further apart, closer together. Do that. It's a dance, the dance of the audiophile. You're going to just keep moving, and the positions that seem more promising, you're going to mark with masking tape on the floor or rug or whatever. Then you're going to go to the third wall. If you can try the third wall and do the same thing, and then on the fourth wall. And then you may determine, after all of that yes, the first wall was the best wall. But maybe the second or the third or the fourth was clearly better. Great. That's absolutely amazing. I'm so glad you tried it, right? But at that point, I want you to exercise more and just, again, move them closer together, further apart, and dare I say it, getting all tingly just thinking about this, I want you to move them further out into the room. further away from the wall. In other words, if you started out with them 6 inches from the wall, the back of the speaker 6 inches from the wall, and try a foot away from the wall. If that sounds different / better, try them 18 inches away from the wall, and then try 3 feet away from the wall. Movement is key, because God, it is so, the speaker, let's just take a breather right now. The speaker plays the room. That's the key here. The speaker is a sound source, and how it interacts with the 4 walls and the floor and the ceiling in the room and the windows and the drapes and the furniture, all that stuff, and all the reflections that are created is super complex. You don't need any special measuring equipment or anything. These things on the side of your head, man, these are very, very helpful in this exercise in determining what is actually working, what's working, what's sounding better. Best case scenario, after you've done all that, you're going to find a much better place for your speakers. They're going to be in a better place. And you're going to get an improvement, the equivalent of buying, better speakers or a better amplifier or a better source. It's not a subtle thing. It is very, very, very significant. I just spent some time. The reason I'm doing this video right now is I'm working on the review of the Klipsch Heresy speaker, Heresy 4. I love this speaker, but it's super critical of toe-in, the angle of the speakers, which is another thing I want you to try. I should have put that earlier in this video, but if you're still here, you're being rewarded for watching further into the video. Yes, as you're doing this shimmy back and forth, closer, further, experimenting with the toe-in of the speaker, the angle of the speaker, how much is aimed directly at the listening position or straight out from the wall. That is all part of the dance here, is playing with toe-in. And these Heresy 4s, they sound hugely different with different degrees of toe-in. And extreme toe-in, where they're really angled in some ways is fantastic. Okay, so now we have a game plan. First, you're going to mark that position, the original position where the speakers are in the room. Then you're going to move them to the left and to the right in 6-inch increments to the left and the right. If any increment sounds better, if any new position sounds better along that wall, you're going to mark that position with tape on the floor. You're going to play the same piece of music over, you're going to leave it on repeat and just play it over and over again, some that has some bass, because bass will be one of the most obvious things that changes in this little exercise we're doing, right? So start in the original position, mark it on the floor, mark any positions from left to right that sound good, then go to the second wall, same thing, shimmy, 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 dance, 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 then go to the third wall, fourth wall. When it's all said and done, and you have learned something, or you're cursing me out for wasting your time, tell us all about it in the comments section below. That's it. My name is Steve Guttenberg. This is the Audiophiliac Daily Show, coming to you right now 5 days a week. Which 5 days? It varies a little bit. But anyway, while you're here, you're already here now. Thank you for coming. Check out the playlist. There's playlists for speaker reviews and headphone reviews and electronics reviews and music reviews, like 900 or so videos. I don't know the exact number. It's a lot. Hours and hours and hours, weeks, months of fun, if you have the time. What else? If that's not enough, you can follow me on Twitter at AudiophiliacMan. You can check me out on Instagram at steve.guttenberg. Best of all, by far the best, is to go to Patreon. patreon.com/Audiophiliac. And with all that out of the way, I can now say thank you so much for watching, and I really do hope to see you back here again very, very soon. Bye-bye.